Metaphysician's Companion.
Good afternoon, John.
Good afternoon, Graham, although I think it's still morning.
Oh, is it just? Oh, well, early mark today. You were mentioning that you really got something out of this last one we did on the Astral.
Oh, yeah, look, because I go through edit it afterwards, but I was listening to it and I got to the end of it and I thought, wow, that was really amazing. And what jumped out at me was the idea that I've really known for some time that the personality, the intellect, is the front, the way that we appear in this world, but it's the appearance of a much greater self, like the real self is behind what I present. You know, the intellect and personality is only a way of dealing with this being here.
It's like I was saying to you one of the podcasts ages ago that how I would look beyond the person to see who the person really was.
Yeah.
There's another energy there that was the person that really existed, not this thing they pushed out from their physical being.
It's the sort of driving force behind. I mean, fairly recently I started talking about the will to life.
Yeah.
That's my idea of what spirit is. You know, when we talk about spiritual matters, it is a will to life, and it is the essential reality of self.
So do you think this will of life comes from that other part of you?
It is the other part.
It is the part of you. So what you got from this was you found that a belonging?
Well, what I sort of...
Is that the right word?
The way that it struck me first off is that, bloody hell, I'm not the boss. Ego John is not the guide or the director. I need to be looking towards that deeper part to be becoming part of it. Surrender, the taking my guidance from that other part of myself.
So, like I've written about living your life from your higher consciousness rather than from your ego.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's about what I suppose that the podcast allowed you to see or allow you to feel was that this energy area we were talking about sort of opened up the thought, okay, there's far more to me than just that ego, that person, that physicality that projects itself out into the world.
Yeah, well, like I said, like my background was mostly like at school science.
Yeah.
It was all science. I went to university, engineering. I became a computer programmer. It's all looking outwards, and the whole idea of the spiritual quest was an intellectual quest.
So do you think, for example, this is just coming out of my head today, that perhaps that higher consciousness or whatever perhaps belongs or lives on what we call the astral plane in that particular session?
Well, that's one of the things that really hit me when I was listening to it, was your story about coming back to your body, and you don't actually have knowledge of what was going on when you were outside, and you do not look at your everyday self from that position. You do not look at your everyday self in the same way.
True, yes.
But where I was going in was that although I accepted that there was a higher self, or a deeper or a more real, the reality didn't hit me. And it was this reality sort of going, wow, I've always struggled to accept the energy fields and so forth.
So did it make you realise you're part of something greater than you?
Exactly. That it is, like I said, ego, intellect is not self. It is not the bit that continues on when they die or goes to the astral plane or whatever. It belongs in this realm.
But again, my feeling, I use the word feeling, it's the wrong word, but my insight tells me that that part of you that you project now doesn't actually get written off or wiped out.
No, I don't know. No, it's
It becomes part of that other part of you that exists already.
oh, absolutely. It has to be. That's what I mean by the will to life. The will to life comes forward, like from that deeper part, and this is how it manifests here.
Yeah.
So the this is created by that. I am an expression of it.
So in a sense, people talk about God, the overall one. So are we really part of our own, for want of a better word, God's self?
Well, I think so. I think that's the only one. Like an external God that created all of this makes no sense to me at all. Never has. And that there is some kind of underlying reality that we are all part of at some deeper, very deep level.
One of the things I got when I was doing my channeling is that we have this higher consciousness, whatever. I just use the word whatever. This higher consciousness, which is actually part of something else as well. And the vision they gave me was: here's a cloud, and there's another cloud coming towards it, and those clouds connect. So it's all part of the one energy, yet they can be separate when they want to be.
This is the word that came into my mind. That's self-realization. It's when the lesser cloud realizes that it is part of the greater cloud.
The greater cloud, but then the greater cloud is part of an even greater cloud.
Well,
and that's what I was given told.
I can accept this in theory.
We're talking semantics here because it's basically I'm talking about the visions or the psychic visions. I use the word psychic visions like I got at this time to show me what the system was and how it really worked and how we, and I mean that by that, each person on this planet is part of something far greater than that, although they don't perceive it while they're in the physicality. In fact, in a sense, we are schooled, I'm going to use that word, not to be part of it. Because once we realize we're part of something far greater than the physical us, it opens up our consciousness to realize that we are not a person that can be controlled or manipulated.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense? So we actually are far more that, but the society we live in is all about control of the personality and the ego that's physically living here now. Once you step out of that and have a realization that you're far more than that, that dimension now changes, because you then realize that I'm far greater than John, I'm far greater than Graham. There's something, part of me that exists outside of me. And so, as I talked about and other things about seeing somebody behind you, that real person that's there, not the physical person. Once you realize that, then your vision of life changes completely.
Oh, yeah. I would expect that it would. I mean, it's not that I reject everything about, the social world I live in.
You can't.
We still need to, keep going back to before enlightenment, carry water, chop wood.
Yeah.
After enlightenment, carry water, chop wood.
You got to live.
Yeah, and relating to others in this world, it's the same.
Yeah,
but
but what I'm getting at, you get to a point where that individuality you projected out to the world, you have this realization that you're more than just that, and that maybe part of you resides elsewhere. And it sounds really weird. And us talking about the astral, for example, that could be I'm not using the word, that could be a place to where the other part of us lives elsewhere as well. Because again, you hear about people who do astral traveling. Now, is that their conscious mind here traveling, or is that the other part of them traveling?
Oh, well, look, I don't
I hope
know.
we're getting very deep here, aren't we?
Let's just go back into the shallows. Yeah. Like I said, again, I keep coming back to this idea of realizing that there is a greater part of self than the personality or intellect. Yeah, that's the bit where it's kind of curious that at one level I accepted guidance coming from within, knowing that it was self, and at the same time, like I say, at the same time, knowing that the guidance was better than I could intellectually arrive at, yet still not accepting it intellectually. You know, like it's like this conflict in the way I looked at things is like both. It is this way, and it is not that way, and the part of me that's saying it's not accepting it is invested in the intellect, invested in the personality, instead of being part of a greater whole.
So once you realise you're part of a greater whole, what would your next move be?
I don't know.
Okay, so
as an intellect personality, I don't know.
So this is where I think this is where meditation comes in. So if you're aware of this greater part of you, and you meditate and you go to that empty space we talked about, that gap, that's the time to ask that greater part of you, okay, what's next?
Yeah, it's all about how to open to that influence.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of this stuff's about is, the first thing is like knowing it's possible, then accepting that it's possible, and then being able to do it. That's the kind of, sometimes, used to be ideas about bang, and it suddenly hit you like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
It possibly happens too. I don't know.
Or you get a gut not to get on an aeroplane or drive the car around the left corner or right corner or what it may be. So you get that gut feeling occasionally. Yeah. Is that coming from that higher being of yourself saying, hey, don't do this because I want you around a bit longer?
I would think so. Yeah. Something, like the, I must do this. Yeah. Without a logical, intellectual reason.
So I think we could tell the listeners, because we're talking to listeners besides ourselves, that basically you need to, those inner instincts are really important to listen to, because it's probably your, want a better word, higher consciousness talking to you, allowing you to, it's opening up a channel. But again, that opening of a channel should be looked at and perhaps then try to be developed.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean about the how to.
Yeah, because you get that message and you think, where did it come from? And if you have an understanding, perhaps there's a greater part of you besides the physicality that's here, or the ego and the mind and whatever, then you can say, okay, I accept that. Is there more that I can communicate with that part of me to have a better life, for example?
Yeah, it's a type of way my mind is going is how to listen to the guidance, how to be open to accepting it, how to understand that I am part of that. Yeah, that is me telling myself.
Yeah.
But the self is like the everyday self listens while the greater self speaks or feels or whatever it is.
So the point is, you're at the stage now where you know this greater self exists, right?
And it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. So therefore, if you accept that now, the thing to I use the word spirituality, to open up that spirituality or a spiritual channel is to think, okay, basically say, okay, this part of me, this higher being or whatever, where do I go from here?
Just come in here. It is a better guide for my life than my intellect is.
Yes, but you need to get the discipline to be able
Yeah.
to open up to it on a regular basis, for want of a better word.
Yeah. That's it. The habit of listening, the habit
listening.
of feeling or opening.
Opening the channel.
Channel, yeah.
Yeah, opening the communication actually is what it
Tune
is.
into it.
Yeah, getting the right get the right dial and knob. Oh, I got 2 FM on here. I don't need that. Yeah, so it's all about opening once you have the expression or feeling of knowing that this exists, the next move is to say, okay, now I need to develop that relationship with that part of me, because I know by doing that my life will change for the better for me. And that doesn't necessarily mean having a new Mercedes out in the car. It means it's that inner part of you.
It will change to the better, even if I don't currently know what that better is.
Yeah. Because it's that, for whatever, inner guide. I use the word inner guidance.
Yes, guide.
Yeah, inner guidance that's coming from this, that says basically, this is you're really here for this, not for that. So I will help you get to this rather than that.
Yeah. Again,
does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. See, it's back to the place where my intellect or personality guides me isn't the ultimate purpose. It's just the local purpose.
Yeah.
And local meaning like the everyday world.
Wow.
Cool.
I think it's going to be short. Is that short or not?
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Is it? Sorry, we try to keep these for about 20 minutes because we figure what we talk about is so mind-boggling.
I think, I just go on repeating different metaphors.
Yeah, because we get
that idea of being guided by a deeper part of self is essential. That's the essential part of it.
So, my final advice to listeners is, if you have an inkling within you that this exists, then focus on it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even
just consider the possibility that it is true.
True, yeah. On that note, I think we'll finish up for today. Thank you, John. I think that was really stimulating. I really enjoyed that. So if you want to contact us, please do, and you can contact us on Spotify and leave a question on there or a comment. I'm sorry if I get back to everybody soon. I had a gentleman who actually last month sent something and I didn't reply until a week ago, so I do apologise for that. And you can also leave a message on YouTube as well. And you can also contact us by email, John, can't you?
Yeah, at metphyscompanion@gmail.com. That's METPHYS companion@gmail.com.
And please share this with your friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you very much for listening, and
Thank you, yes.
talk to you next week.
Next time. Okay, bye.